Let's start with the most intriguing part. A couple of years ago, the billionaire announced that he planned to open a factory in Russia for SpaceX. But why Russia? The space program in Russia seemed virtually non-existent. Still, Musk obviously didn't think so, and here's why. At a Russian aerospace conference, Musk explained to a video audience that SpaceX has already established production sites in the United States and China, and is now looking to build factories in several markets worldwide. Moreover, Russia has a rich space heritage, and its aerospace industry has some of the most brilliant minds globally, which makes it an ideal choice for Musk to access an experienced workforce. Elon Musk received a special invitation from the Russian Ministry of Industry and Trade stating, "Dear Elon Musk, we are delighted to learn that you're considering building a factory in Russia. By the way, we have a number of state support measures for local OEMs, original equipment manufacturers. Come to see us, we'll talk about it." Beside its rich space heritage, Russia has very little investment in the electric vehicle industry, which will no doubt appeal to Elon Musk's Tesla. In fact, the auto industry in Russia is not currently working on any large-scale electric car projects due to a lack of charging infrastructure throughout the country, which could deter consumers from purchasing electric cars. With Russia's population of over 145 million people, Musk could see Tesla's electric cars making their way into the region. But here's the catch. This is not Musk's first time with Russian space technology. The first time Musk tried to invest in Russian space technology didn't go so well, to say the least. That was in 2002, and Musk was 30 years old and had just launched SpaceX. Back then, he had time and money, but rockets were something he wasn't equipped with. Furthermore, rockets were still too expensive in the United States at that time, and that's why there were very few aerospace players at the time. In response, Musk turned east to Russia, a nation that once dominated the space race but had since fallen out of it. Likewise, a severe budget deficit also plagued Russia's space program, and they were in desperate need of funding at the time. Musk was a multi-millionaire worth more than $200 million and visited Russia to meet with Russian space officials. However, after visiting Russia 3 times in a row, Musk had had enough. This was because whenever they met, they would jack up the price of rockets because they wanted to be bribed. As a matter of fact, Musk was assaulted by one of his rocket designers when they were speaking about his rockets during the negotiations. He gave the impression that his rockets were weapons of war and not something that can be bought by rich Western capitalists for the garage. This is all the designer wrote for Musk and then spat all over his shoes and his colleague Jim Cantrell. That is why he had given up on Russia and would create his own rockets instead. Moving back to June 2021, Dmitry Rogozin, the head of Russia's space agency, accused Musk of trying to discredit his competitors through sarcastic jabs at Russia's space program, while using dirty, underhanded tactics to discredit its rivals. However, it seems that Rogozin has changed his tune recently, with positive remarks about SpaceX and other commercial spaceflight companies. This sudden shift in attitude has raised eyebrows among the tech community, with some speculating that Rogozin is trying to lure Musk into a false sense of security to gain an upper hand in the space race. Reddit users have even suggested that the Russian space agency is trying to convince Musk that it is difficult to launch humans into space through its investigation into the matter, as it is an achievement achieved by the Russians more than 60 years ago. Perhaps they just want to reach a deal as soon as possible with NASA and SpaceX. Whatever the reason behind Putin's sudden interest in Musk, it is clear that the two men have a lot to gain from working together. Musk has been praised for being one of the most organized minds in the space industry, and his innovative ideas could revolutionize Russia's own space program. As much as it may seem like an exciting prospect, the possibility of Elon Musk collaborating with Putin's Russia in the aerospace industry seems unlikely. While the recent positive remarks by Dmitry Rogozin towards SpaceX may suggest a shift in attitude towards the American company, there are still many factors at play that make such a collaboration difficult. One such factor is the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The war between the two countries has not only caused immense human suffering, but also strained international relations and made it difficult for companies in both countries to do business with each other. With sanctions imposed by the US and other Western countries on Russia, it's unlikely that Musk would risk damaging his company's reputation by entering into a partnership with a country that is currently under international scrutiny. Moreover, Musk has always been vocal about his support for democracy and human rights, which are not always priorities for Putin's Russia. Musk has even been known to speak out against authoritarianism and censorship in countries like China, where he has a significant business presence. It's unlikely that he would be willing to overlook these values in order to pursue a partnership with Russia. In the end, while the idea of Elon Musk teaming up with Putin's Russia may seem tantalizing, it's ultimately not a realistic scenario. Despite the recent positive remarks by Rogozin towards SpaceX, there are still too many obstacles in the way, not least of which is the ongoing conflict with Ukraine. Nevertheless, Musk remains a key figure in the aerospace industry and will no doubt continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in space exploration, inspiring future generations to follow in his footsteps.